Oops, I had it muted for a second. Hey, y'all, welcome back. I'm excited today to talk about 4 ways you can close new client sales without a website. Now, this is something that I get a lot of questions about from people who are just getting started out and they don't have a website yet. So, let me talk to you about how I feel about having a website. So, but first, let me just let me mute this really quickly. And let me just go ahead and okay, I just want to make sure I'm showing up nicely. All right, y'all. You can literally hear it's so windy here. You can literally hear the wind like howling behind me. but we just gonna ignore the wind for now. So let me talk about like how I really feel when it comes to having a website. This might be contrary to popular opinion, but I think when you're just getting started out, I think that a website should not be your first priority. I think that making money should be your first priority because you're a business. You are an entrepreneur and you have this business, and your business needs to be profitable. And so that's why I feel like when you're just starting, you should not stress out about a website right away. Now, I'm not saying that has to be your approach or your mindset for forever, but when you're just getting started out, you can get your income up first, and then you could hire somebody to build your website. So my goal with my clients is always to help them to start generating income first before they start worrying about a website. Now, like I said, that's not your forever approach or your forever stance. But when you're just getting started out, the first goal is to get that money flowing in. Now, if you want to invest, some of your own funds to be able to do that, then by all means, don't let me stop you. But for my clients, I like to show them how to get that money coming in through the business first before they start making those kinds of investments. And the other thing is, I know that because we're all doing business online, and I know that the idea of not having a website can be like strange because it's like, okay, well, this is 2024, we're doing business online. Who does not have a website? Well, let me tell you, a lot of people don't have a website and they're still making a very nice living without having a website. Now, when you don't have a website, when you're just getting started out and you're like, okay, I want to start getting clients, I want to start closing some sales. The thing is, some people believe that they have to have a website before they can get clients, and that's just not true. I have clients who make sales without websites. I have friends who make sales without websites. You don't need a website to be able to start getting clients, but it kind of breaks my heart a little bit because some people they feel like they have to look a certain way before somebody will pay them. They have to, when I say look a certain way, I mean having fancy graphics, having a fancy website, having all the bells and whistles, and they feel like that's what's going to attract people to them. And those things are attractive. However, the biggest thing that's going to attract the right people to you, number one, your messaging and the transformation that you promise that you can help people to achieve. So the transformation is what people really want, and you'd be surprised at how many people are not caught up in your website. Now, I'm not bashing websites. I've built websites before for other people. I've built my own websites. And your website is important. It's just that it depends on what stage you are in your business. And as when you're just getting started out, that should not stress you out. It should not be a huge priority. Your first priority should be on generating some income first. You guys, let me just zip up my sweatshirt because I told you guys before that when I'm live, I'm just live. Like this is real life. Like you get what you get. But I'm trying to zip up my sweatshirt because my bra straps keeps peeking out. But anyway, y'all know like this. Look, this is like you get what you get, right? This is not a super doctored up video. This is me in live in real time. But anyway, so I want to talk to you about different ways that you can close new client sales without having a website. For those of you who are like, okay, I'm ready to get started, I just don't have a website yet. Don't stress out about it. Your website, you got time to get that up and get that together. Um, but the first way that you can close a new client sale without a website is by manually entering their information into your payment processor when you're on the call. So sometimes if for those of you who do sales calls, if you're selling high ticket and you do sales calls and you get on a call with someone, whether it's on phone or on Zoom. I like to use Zoom because I like to see the person, and I like to connect with them on that level. Some people prefer phone calls, which is that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But whether you're on a video or whether you're on a call, you can manually enter their information. So let's say you do this amazing sales call and the person says, "Yes, I'm ready to join your program," and you're ready to take their information right on the spot. You can log into your payment processor, enter their information manually. They will basically give you their information so that you can go ahead and make that charge, and then you can get, collect your payment that way. So really, y'all, all you really need is, as long as you have an offer, you really just need to make sure you have a payment processor. Okay. Now, another way you can close a new client sale without a website is to, you could send them directly to a payment link or directly to a checkout page. Now let me talk about the differences between the two. So I like to use Stripe, but there's so many different payment processes out there that you can use. I use Kajabi as well. Kajabi also can process payments, but I like to use Stripe, and sometimes I use Kajabi. Mostly Stripe. So inside of Stripe, I could log in and I could create my set my offer up, set the price, and then I could ask Stripe to give me the link to that payment offer. So you could create that link and send them the link when they're ready to pay. One of my clients does this very well. When she does her workshops, she creates a Stripe payment link for the price of her workshop. And when someone wants to pay for her workshop, she sends them that Stripe link right over, and they're able to make a payment just like that. Now, the other way that you can do it is you can also do directly to a checkout page. Now, the difference between just the link and an actual checkout page, a checkout page will usually be hosted on another platform, such as, like, for example, Kajabi um, has checkout pages. There are some other payment processors that have checkout pages, like Samcart. Samcart is another one of my favorite payment processors. But Samcart has checkout pages, and they're nice checkout pages to where your new client won't be feeling like something fishy is going on by going to your checkout page. Now we know that in the world of the internet, there's so many terrible things happening, people frauding others out of their money and things like that. And we don't want that to happen to us. So if your checkout page looks a little bit suspicious, it could deter people from actually checking out. So Samcart has really nice checkout pages that you can send to your new client. So the difference between the payment link and the checkout page is that the checkout page is going to have more space. It's probably going to be more decorated, a little bit more design. If you're sending a payment link, you're going to create that directly in your payment processor. You're going to send them that link. It's just going to have the information for them to be able to put their name, address, or whatever information you ask for in, and they're going to hit submit. Now, a checkout page usually requires a little bit more design. Like, you get to pick your colors, and you get to choose your language, your copy, and things like that. So you're going to have a little bit more design on that checkout page. So um, I like to think of it as, like, for example, um, hopefully this will help you understand and not confuse you even more with the differences. So, and this is just for those of you who are brand new to online business. If you go to the ATM, you could still take money out of the ATM, but it's just a standalone machine, and you really can only do a few things at the ATM. You can take money out, or you can put money in. But if you go inside the bank, you can still do the same thing, but you just have more. It's more spacious. There are probably going to be more tellers available, and you could do a lot more things inside of the bank that you can versus just at the ATM. That's kind of like what a payment link versus a actual checkout page is. You could do a lot more on your checkout page than you can with the payment link. But I'm not saying that a payment link is not good. It's excellent, right? Because it's a way for you to collect your payment, right? So checkout pages usually require a little bit more effort than the actual payment link. But you guys, I'm all about keeping things simple. So if the simplest way to close the sale is for you to create a payment link, then get that payment link created. so you can collect that payment. So we talked about number one, manually entering your new client's information into your payment processor over the phone or via video. The other way is to send them directly to a payment link or send them to a checkout page, which you can create with a lot of these payment processors. They have checkout pages built in, and you can send them straight to the checkout page when they're ready to buy. Another thing that you can do is if you're feeling really fancy, and I know this should not be considered really fancy, but the way my clients have been closing sales, listen, they are getting the bag, and it doesn't have to be fancy. But if you want to be fancy, you could create a sales page, and you don't need a website to create a sales page. There are so many different platforms available for you to create a sales page. Many of the all-in-one systems already have sales pages built in. Like for those of you, most of you already know that I use Kajabi. Kajabi has sales pages already built in where I could just go and create the sales page and they can check out. So a sales page is basically a page that your ideal client is going to land on it's going to have all the information about your program. It's going to have a place for them a button for them to click to put their payment information in. It's probably going to have some of their frequently asked questions so that when they're considering buying, you're tackling those frequently asked questions on that page so they can get those issues resolved before they make that payment. It's probably going to be nicely designed, kind of like the checkout page. And basically it's a place where people can go to get information about your program. Now, sales pages, when you create a sales page has to be strategic. You don't just throw your information up there and just hope people are going to buy. A sales page, your copy has to be strategic because the truth is with a sales page, different parts of the page speaks to a different type of mindset. Now, it still speaks to your ideal client, but it tackles different issues. So for example, for me, depending on who I'm buying from, I don't need to read the whole sales page. I know I'm ready to buy. So I'm the kind of person, if I know I want your program, I'm just send me the link. I'm gonna click that button and then I'm gonna put my information in and then boom, I'm done. But some people need a little bit more information. And so you're gonna have information on the next phase of your sales page for the person who's like, well, I'm thinking about enrolling, but I just need a little bit more information. You're gonna write to them in that next phase. And then by the time the person gets down to the bottom of the sales page, that person is thinking something different, and maybe they need a little more proof. So maybe one person may need more information, but maybe the other person may need a little bit more proof. So then that's when you want to have your testimonials and things like that. So I said all that to say that a sales page needs to be strategic, and usually some people like to hire people to write their sales page copy. I tend to write a lot of copy for my clients when I help them to create offers. I write the copy for their offers, and then they could turn around and use that copy on their sales page. Like literally, they can take everything that I create for them with their offer and like paste it onto their sales page. So, but just keep in mind, if you're going to do a sales page, it needs to be strategic and your copy needs to be well written. The other thing is there are platforms that are available that you can build a sales page without having a website. One of my favorites is Lead Pages. I love Lead Pages, even though I pretty much do everything in Kajabi now. I'm always tempted to go back and get Lead Pages in addition to what I'm doing with Kajabi because I just love Lead Pages so much. But Lead Pages allows you to create really nice sales pages, landing pages. You could build funnels with Lead Pages. It's just a very nice system to help you get the job done if you don't have a website. You could actually put your website together with Lead Pages if you wanted to. But Lead Pages is a great resources for your sales pages. Again, there's so many out there. We would be here all day if we talked about every single resource that's out there. Sales pages can take some real effort, not just with designing it, but with writing the copy. But still, you don't need a full-blown website to be able to create a sales page. You can just pay for access to a system such as Lead Pages and then build your sales page like that. Now, the other way, the final way, now listen, any way you can collect payment, you can collect payment, but we're just talking about 4 ways today, 4 powerful ways that are still very much used and accepted. The other thing that you can do is you can simply send your new client an invoice. Many payment processors have a way where you can send somebody an invoice. I haven't used PayPal in years. Um, I do not encourage people to use PayPal. I haven't used PayPal in a very, very long time. But I remember when I did my very first program, all I had was a PDF file with my information on it. That was like my sales page. My program was typed up in Word, and I sent people a PDF file. As a matter of fact, you guys, I still use PDFs today. Now every now and then I do like to build out a sales page, but if I'm putting together, like for my Atlanta event, I just put everything on a really nice PDF to send to people, and then I built out a sales page later. But I had a PDF file with all of my information for the program on it, and I had PayPal. But I remember being able to send people an invoice through PayPal so they can pay the invoice. Most payment processors this day and age has a way that you can send somebody an invoice. So if you're looking to close the next client, don't let not having a website stop you, because you got many ways now that you can collect that payment. But invoicing is still very widely accepted and still widely used. When a person says yes, you just simply send them an invoice, and then you follow up and check on the process. Making sure the invoice has been paid, and also making sure they didn't need any help, or making sure that invoice didn't go into their spam folder. So that's 4 different ways, you guys. So if you're one of those people, you're like, listen, I'm ready to get started, but I need a website. You do not need a website, y'all. I cannot tell you how many people I meet on a regular basis who are ready to start doing business, but they're like, oh, but I got to get my website done first. Oh, I need a photo shoot done first. Y'all, like, those things are good, but those are not the things that bring in the money, right? Because when you're building a business, the whole goal is you got to make money. But those things are important, but they don't move the needle for your business. Okay. And so now we understand that when you're first getting started, the first priority is to get some income, get some revenue into that bank account, and then you can start branching out and doing different things. I know people who sell high ticket who don't use a website. They use use these payment processors. So remember, everybody's at a different place in their business, and so um, I'm not saying don't get a website, but I'm saying don't let not having a website stop you from being able to close your sales, because you absolutely can do it without a website. All right, you guys, I did fantastic today. I'm getting us out of here in less than 20 minutes today. I'm so proud of myself. So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. You can message me on Facebook. You can comment on YouTube, or if you're connected with me on YouTube, you can send me an email at info@shantaprince.com. Other than that, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful weekend. My kids just officially started spring break today. So I had to go pick them up during my regular time when I'm usually live. I had to go pick them up from school because they got out early today because it's spring break for them. So hopefully you guys have a beautiful Thursday. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys back here next Thursday at the same time in the same place. Have a great one, and I'll see you again soon.